The prince forced his wife to murder her father with her own hands, then he brutally murdered his mother. Upon seeing that the entire family had been murdered, now there was only one brother left, 8 years old. At that moment the queen was heartbroken, but the prince still felt that it was not enough to erase his hatred. He brutally hung his parents' bodies on the wall. And he forced the queen to stand guard day and night. He also ordered his men to watch him along the way to prevent him from committing suicide. He wanted to bring the queen to a condition worse than death. Later, when he learns that the queen is pregnant, that cunning prince suspected that the child was not his, then let those men forcibly administer the fetal medicine. Why is the prince so cruel to his wife? It is suspected that the queen poisoned her sister to death. However, she didn't know that the killer was actually a weak lover. That woman was going to become the mother-in-law of the royal family. He committed cruelty by poisoning the prince's sister. Then he set a trap for the queen, and the unfortunate prince actually believed it. The queen was ordered to be sent directly to the dungeon, and he brutally killed his entire village, and that concubine also managed to become the mother-in-law of the royal family. In the end, everything fell into the grave. The new girl had come deliberately to provoke Ronnie. He said he had made arrangements for his men, throw all of his parents' bodies into that pile. A wild dog near Dunping ran in search of food, although he hated the woman standing in front of him, but now there's nothing he can do about it, because no one will believe what he says. Unexpectedly, at this moment that extremely poisonous prince came here. When the new girl found out, her face immediately changed. Then he takes out the dagger and places it in the queen's hand. Then he got a hard puncture. The prince was heartbroken and ran towards her, and the new girl also pretended to be a good person. He said he had come to meet his sister, but he was stabbed. The prince paid no attention to anything related to red and white. He took the sword and stabbed the queen in the hand. Then he left with a gun and a lover. The only queen left is the one who is missing her face. After waiting for the new girl to recover to get revenge on the queen, he took the blood of his parents and gave it to them to drink. I made this soup especially for you. This can reduce your pain. Let's drink. What is this? Good sister, I used your parents' blood to do this. Don't disappoint me. The severed heads of the princess's parents were scattered on the ground. This caused the princess to lose the will to live once again. He asked the prince to grant him a quick death. Unexpectedly, the prince felt that the princess had not yet suffered enough. We also want her to experience unbearable pain every day. And he threatened the princess with terrible consequences if she dared to commit suicide. His 8-year-old brother would be hanged immediately. To find a way for his younger brother to survive, the princess had no choice but to endure the harassment inflicted upon her by the adulterous couple. But that cruel prince became even crueler. In fact, he forced her to attend his wedding to his lover. The princess was forced to go to the scene of the incident. As soon as all the ministers present saw him, they pointed at him and began to whisper about him. They called her an evil woman. He not only poisoned the prince's sister, because of this, his entire family was also sentenced to death. At that very moment the prince saw her sad face. Then they allowed him to put on a show to entertain everyone. Although the princess was extremely reluctant, but I'm also afraid he might hurt his younger brother. Unable to do anything, she could do nothing more than create her own work with tears in her eyes. To everyone's surprise, the prince was immediately astonished to hear this, because this music was played by the woman who was his wife at that time. It turned out that 3 years ago the princess was heading home to meet her family. By chance, he met a prince who was being pursued. When the princess found out that he had already died, the simple reason for this was that the prince was a national hero who had crushed a rebellion of foreign tribes. The princess could not bear to see the hero die like that. Then he gave her the essence of busigu contained in his body. And so the prince was reborn. However, due to the severity of the injury, this resulted in temporary blindness in both eyes. The princess also faced criticism for losing her prized busigu. This caused her to be unable to speak for 6 months. The two could only communicate by writing on the palms of their hands every day. To heal the prince's wounds as soon as possible. After this, the princess used to play the flute for him every day to make him happy. In exchange for saving his life, the prince he promised to marry her after he recovered. She left a jade pendant as a token of her love. Unexpectedly, they had just separated. When the princess was fleeing from her pursuers, she threw the jade pendant onto the grass. Then the new golden girl passed through. Here I found a jade pendant. After a few days, when the prince returned in search of his savior, but then he saw the jade pendant on Jinnu's body. That's all. After this, Prince Shin took Jinnu back to his palace, considering him his benefactor, and he decided to marry her. Now listening to the princess play this melody, the prince immediately remembered that woman. The concubine was afraid to tell the truth, simulate an emergency, and faint on the floor. The mentally disabled prince saw this. He quickly picked up the concubine and took her to his room for treatment. To prevent the prince from discovering the truth, the concubine then lied and claimed that she had composed the melody played by the princess. He probably learned the music from me while I was playing it, then deliberately try to win the prince's favor. Then subordinate report: at this moment the princess is being mocked by the guests present in the hall. The lady's room door opened. when the prince rushed into the main hall. The guests are insulting the princess. Given the provocations of the guests and the princess's current lamentable state, the prince immediately became angry. The guests you're seeing should leave. And took the opportunity to reproach the princess for her uncivilized behavior. Sujiayue, either you kill me now or you leave. Here, now every time I see your face I feel really bad that I don't know what you'll do with the military medal you lose today. Which of these is more disgusting? Yes, I'm the disgusting one. Can I leave now? Little I assent what you're trying to do. The only thing you're missing today, clean it up and send it back to the East Yard. Yuzun. I did everything you asked. Let my brother go. You have no right to negotiate with me. Maharaj, this is a bad thing. The princess's condition has suddenly worsened. She is dying. To get rid of the princess, the concubine bribed the doctor beforehand to lie to the princess, telling her that her illness was very serious and that she could only live for a month if she didn't think of another solution. When the prince asked the doctor if there was another way, the bribed doctor told him that there was a way to cure the disease by taking the life of a living person. And the princess also made the excuse that she could not catch others at that time. The prince immediately thought of the princess. He knew that the Su family's daughter had a fragment of Busigu in her body and could survive even after death, but he didn't know that Busigu had already given it to her. The next day, when he found the princess, he told her that the princess, writhing in pain, had lost all hope of living, so she immediately agreed, but asked him to let her brother go before accepting the bribe. I Su Ji Muir. Busigu will leave automatically. Until then, I won't have the opportunity to give you my life. You will see the world. Owner, thank you, Maharaj. Oh, I won't have to see you again after all. What do you mean? Thank you, Xiao Yuan. You don't need to pretend to feel sorry for me. Oh my god, thank you. Yuzun. I realized a long time ago that there is no way to escape death. What did you say? Where is your business located? Su Yan, talk to me. Where is your business located? Prince, why don't you guess? Thank you. It was great. Where's the next one?